when did you first think about setting up the academy?
It's something we've always talked about. Tennis has been a massive part of both of our lives individually, playing juniors and going on to US college, obviously Dan going on playing professionally after. And it's how we met. And I think we've spent a lot of time talking about our experiences in tennis as juniors, playing in different environments at different academies, and the good and the bad. And we've spent a lot of time talking about what environment we would like to create for players, learning from those experiences, and work in a job and an environment that we absolutely love as well.
Yeah, no, I think so, and I think it's actually part of probably a bit of a bigger ambition that we've always had on, or a bit of a niggle that we've had on the sport of tennis, that it is viewed sometimes quite negatively by people, you know, and sometimes all that really people see from tennis is they put a lot of money in, they invest a lot of money, a lot of time, and the only success measure was becoming a professional tennis player. And I think when we look back at our personal experiences, but also many friends and many networks that we've created through it, we actually see how tennis is a fantastic vehicle to help you in any stage of life, whether that is on the court in that moment, whether that's helping you go to university, whether that's helping you get a job later on in life and networking through that, the skills that you pick up that then you call on. And I guess when we looked at it, we looked at the lifestyle, we looked at actually where can we be where we're outside all year round, which is a big belief of mine in terms of developing a tennis player. I believe it really helps being outside on the clay courts or hard courts outside 12 months a year. And we were at the stage of our life, I think, where it was kind of now or never. You know, we just had our first kid. You know, it was, you know, she hadn't started to go to school yet. You know, before we kind of put any anchors down anywhere, I think it was kind of that was the time to do it. You know, we spent a good probably 12 months looking into the whole details of it. You know, we really did our research. You know, we set our vision out very clearly, and here we are 8 years later, and actually it's amazing how accurate our vision has been all the way through, and how that's helped us be able to tick off the different marks at different times. And I think probably the biggest thing is then we've never taken ourselves too seriously with it, and we've just kind of cracked on and enjoyed the ride really. And that's got us to where we are right now.
I think it's helped. We've had the same ideas and values as well that we wanted to base the academy on. It's always been very similar the whole way through, really. Well, not always similar, most of the time.
All right. So why the south of Spain, and why pick Sotogrande?
We'd never heard of Sotogrande until we came to visit family. I didn't know anything about it, and we came here, and it took us a couple of visits, I think, to really fall in love with it properly.
I mean, it's a terrible terrible place.
But
terrible place.
Like Dan said, we did our research. Dan, you went and visited clubs all
around the Costa del Sol.
All over the Costa del Sol, and comparing, and we kept coming back to Sotogrande every time. I mean, it's almost like a campus to me. With it being a gated community, it's very safe. Feels very safe, I think, for parents coming in as well, and for our players. And it's beautiful. And the climate, you just can't beat the climate. It's fantastic all year round.
Yeah, and I mean, to kind of piggyback on Vicky a little bit with that, it's beautiful for people to experience. It's beautiful for people to come in and see for a week or two and kind of feel and link in with the holiday vibe. For players that we have here all year round, it's a very safe, secure environment. Climate goes without saying, I think. You know, the fact that we're able to be outside, we're in a real kind of hub of tennis where there's lots and lots of competitive opportunity as well. But it also is quite difficult for a youngster to lead a party life here as well. You know, I think, you know, one of the things I did research was how much was a taxi cost from here to Puerto Banús. You know, and the taxi's 75 euros. You know, so there's not many teenagers that are going to be able to afford that. You know, and there's not really a nightlife here in Sotogrande itself. You know, so it's brought that nice professional feel as well. And you know, from the professional players who like to come a little bit like going on a boxing camp, they can come in and get their heads down without the distractions exactly right for 3 or 4 weeks. You know, parents, I like to think, will feel safe sending their child here because we have everything here exactly right. It's like our own little campus, our own little university area where everything's on here. So we just couldn't, no matter how much we looked elsewhere, everything brought us back here. And we've had opportunities to expand and move the academy to different places over the years. But there's something very, very special about Sotogrande, and there's also something very, very special about the club that we are at. You know, and that I don't see us being at a different club. We might expand and have use courts elsewhere, but this is our hub. This is Soto Tennis's home, and it really does feel like that. And I think a lot of people feel like that when they come as well.
And having the beach a short walk away to throw yourself in at the end of a long day helps as well.
Yeah, without question.
So obviously there's loads of academies across the world. You've got Sanchez Casal, Matarglu's, Nadal's. What do you think it is that separates you from all those other academies?
I think the first thing to say on that is we don't put ourselves in competition with anybody. You know, we never have. You know, we've never tried to clone another academy. We've never tried to beat them. You know, I firmly believe there's enough people in this world that are looking for good places to develop as tennis players and to develop as people off the court, that I'm sure a lot of academies are also doing fantastic jobs. You know, so I think that's the first thing to say. That's never in our conversation. In terms of what I believe we bring, and what we've, and this comes, I think, from our experiences. Everyone that walks through the door is special. You know, everyone that comes through this door will be very well looked after. First and foremost, we'll look after their welfare. You know, and whether that's mental health, physical health, happiness, you know, all of those things, that will always be the leader in our decisions. From there, we want to buy into the stories of the player, you know, and or of the person, let's say, actually, because where that person wants to go and what they want to use their tennis to then go on and do. So one person might want to use their tennis to help them get into university, to then actually go on and become a lawyer. And we've had players like that. One person might want to use their tennis because they just desperately want to make money being a tennis player, and they've got the big vision to be a professional tennis player, you know, and that's fine as long as for us, I think morally it fits and it's realistic, and we understand where we fit into that picture and where the player then fits into that picture, then there's a whole range of reasons why someone would come to Soto Tennis. But genuinely, I can say from the bottom of my heart, or from our hearts, is every player that comes in, we have that same affection for, and we have that same care to be able to try and find the best way for them to reach that.
I think a big aim as well for us was to create a team, kind of family environment, because tennis can be it's an individual sport, so it can be very lonely at times. And I think both of us thrived in a team environment in the US college, and I think for us it was getting the balance between, yes, each player that comes and trains with us has their own goals, has their own dreams of what they'd like to do, and it was creating an atmosphere that they could come in and feel part of a team, feel part of a family, and train within that, but still focusing on their own individual kind of plans and goals.
Yeah, and that, I guess that's where the idea was born. That's what we go back to in all of our meetings. That's what we're trying to drive then through in our day in, day out culture. If that's different to elsewhere, I don't know. I guess that's not for us to judge. You know, we hope that anyone that does come here will feel that, and ultimately we'll hopefully make a difference in their lives as tennis players and beyond that. You know, and that's really what this is about, and we feel very privileged to be in that position.
Academy has been running for 8 years now. What has allowed you to be successful over that long period of time?
People.
Yeah.
People. I'm a firm believer in that, and you know, it's not because of us. You know, we can't run this thing. You know, we're not good enough, big enough, strong enough to be able to run this thing and take this thing through. You know, one of the things that, again, we feel very lucky, and we talk about this a lot. We've made lots of friends. We've made lots of special people that have come into our family as well as come into the Soto Tennis family, and it's those guys. You know, it's those guys that have, guys and girls who have very much bought into into what Soto tennis is about, because I don't think anybody comes and works here for a long period of time unless they buy into that. It's a lifestyle. We made that decision a long time ago that actually this is a lifestyle choice. This is not a I'm going to get up and go to work every day choice, clock in, clock out. This is where we want to develop something special, that our kids are also being brought up in, and I think people that have come and worked for us over the last 8 years have done that as well, and they've made great lives from it, but they've fully bought into what is trying to be achieved here. And those are the guys and those are the people that have been taking that through every single day, whether it's every single tennis session, whether that's behind the scenes in the office, whether that's conversing with parents and players and potential people coming in. Without those other people, this doesn't happen. And I would say that without question for me is the number one thing, and that's, if anyone says what's the secret of a good business, I would say employ good people. And don't be afraid to employ people that are better than you either. And that's something that I believe we've also done very well. Because when people then come in and then we learn things from them, and it all feeds down and as well. So that would be the number one thing. Any other things that jump to your mind?
No, I was going to say the same. I mean, if we're talking experience-wise, running an academy, so many facets to it, from the boarding, the education, that we've learned a lot over the last 8 years. And I was going to say the same.
Yeah. My second big point, a bit of a strange one maybe, but it's naivety as well. And I think one of our biggest strengths has been coming into this a little bit kind of fresh-faced and a little bit naive to what is to come. I think if I was to start, or we were to start an academy again from the ground up, knowing everything that it entails, would probably be quite difficult. I think because we've kind of got to each hurdle without almost knowing that it's coming, and each barrier, didn't think about that, didn't think about that, we've then been able to overcome it. If it's like, I know what's coming next, it's then a little bit harder, I think, to throw yourself at it. So again, not being afraid to hold your hands up and say, you know what, I haven't got a clue here. And at times we don't have a clue. And then we ask people, we research, and hopefully we get through that barrier and we move forward a little bit more. But yeah, I would put that as the second big reason. Yeah.
Have you any plans for the future of Soto Tennis Academy?
Always have plans.
Any insight?
Not telling you.
I know.
Watch this space. No. The number one word that is discussed in our plans is quality. Yeah, increase the quality. And that's going back to, we can talk about all the different departments that naturally come in a business like this, from finance to marketing to operations to, if we increase the quality of what we offer, the business, I strongly believe, will continue to flourish. And that's where the main focus is. The quality of product, the quality of coaches, the quality of staff members, the quality of players, making this a better place to work. So the good people want to stay, and they want to stay in it, and making sure that they're being upskilled as they go. Players that are here, that they're players that are here, that we're improving them. We're developing them on the court, and we're developing all of their skills that go with that.
And they're enjoying it.
And their experience and that they have, and then the same with the education, the academic side. Is that up to scratch? Is the boarding, are we getting that better and better? So it becomes a product that more and more people want to be part of. We're not necessarily looking at raising the quantity of people we have at the academy, but we are looking to just continually improve it. We're not satisfied. We're not sitting here thinking that we have a final product at all. This is something that we're ever evolving and will continue to evolve. And I think the day that we stop wanting to do that, maybe is the day that we say adios. But right now that we're not there. So for me, it's driving the quality forward in all areas.
And a personal plan is probably to improve Dan's Spanish. after 8 years.
Is it not adios? Not adios.
Actually,
He's trying to be local.
to the locals, it's adios.
All right.
But that's fine.